Okay. Good afternoon. Thank you for your attention. Thank you to EPMA, to TMU for the invitation to speak. My name is Pegler. I work with a company called Mfuse. We are a relatively small London-based company, a mobile software company of about 50 staff, and we've been going for about 7 or 8 years. We are focused purely on mobile. We are focused purely business to business, and we include in our clients today Ladbrokes, Fortinbet, and Toast. Some of this, I can start a little bit on mobile channel trends and then move into betting in mobile. Some of this has been covered already a little bit by Stephen. iPod to iPhone to iPad is interesting. 1 million sales of iPod became 4 million sales of iPhone. That became 10 million sales of iPad at exactly the same time. So adoption rates for mobile connected technology are increasing at a great pace. And also, as Stephen mentioned, smartphones and tablets this year, the combined sales, or certainly the combined global units, shifted, exceeded PCs. That's desktop PCs and notebooks. Mobile is certainly global. My last data suggested about 800 million 3G subscribers worldwide, which is getting into the 15% penetration rate of worldwide adults. Smartphone users are active. Again, Stephen touched a little bit on this. Apple did a survey of customers recently. What is your primary reason for having a smartphone? About 32% said telephony, about 8 or 9% said email, and 60% said gaming or using maps, using the internet, social networking. So the phones are becoming very much more than a pure communication device. A little bit about some data or some betting data from us. We do see that smartphones are leading the way. It is quite territorial. At the moment we see, and this is very much a European basket of operators who we support, about 56% smartphone, about 36% WAP. But certainly territorial. If you push out into Eastern Europe and push out further into emerging economies, you will see some of the, obviously, the lower level phones. So again, you need to think about catering to J2ME handsets and WAP handsets. Very much Friday and Saturday, key days of the week. Average stake levels that we see across the basket of our operators are around the £26, £27 mark per bet, per mobile bet. So again, very healthy level. Stephen surprised me with his 40%. I think it's fair to say that Paddy Power are leading the way. In terms of our operators, it's somewhere between 15 and 30% of their active sportsbook base are betting through mobile. So the likes of Ladbrokes and Fortinbet. So this is again increasing at a rapid rate. In terms of Mfuse, we do embrace the reality of technical divergence. Mobile is a complicated beast. Android is a different operating system to iOS, the Apple system, and yet in Android, Samsung approach it differently to HTC. BlackBerry, Nokia, Windows Mobile have smartphone variations with their own quirks. And clearly with tablets and other connected devices coming on stream, we believe that divergence will continue. We, and I can talk about this outside of this presentation, we use certain standard technologies, HTML5, CSS, but we use a lot of in-house technologies as well to try and bridge the gaps between the operating systems and devices. And what we're trying to deliver is a native-like application, something that feels like the other applications for a BlackBerry user, for a smartphone user, an Apple user, making users feel confident and comfortable. By using this application approach, we're also putting our applications into the app stores. So 2 weeks ago, we delivered the Betfred betting application to the UK App Store, and probably offline I can give you some statistics there, but certainly adoption rates are really strong. A little bit about Ladbrokes, one of our key clients. We built their mobile application and we host it for them, we manage and we update it. And you have a relatively small image of the mobile homepage. What I want to talk specifically about is an application we built for the Grand National, this year's Grand National in the UK. It was a one-off application. We built it for Android and for iPhone. We deployed it in the run-up to the race, and it lasted roughly the week leading up to and through the race itself. It was the first time, certainly in the UK, that one of the bookmakers had included a video stream. So people who made a bet on the Grand National then got to see the race streamed directly to the phone thereafter. We also allowed books and self-support in running on horses, and again that opportunity was there for the mobile user. So that's an image of the application. Nice and big and simple. The Grand National in the UK is almost a mass market event. It's sort of the X factor of the racing calendar. So you get a lot of new people coming and betting for the first time. So quite a simplified, bright display. As I said, iPhone and Android. Using JavaScript, you can support dynamic bet returns. So as people put in their stake, they can see their potential return. As they were betting, they were notified of price changes, which obviously again is quite a key piece. We included jockey silks, and as I said, the live stream of the race. Some statistics for the Grand National, for that, literally that application. Sure, how easy is that to see? But certainly in the race, in the week of the race, leading up to the race, we saw an increase in daily bet levels of about 40%. Having run at sort of 13, 14, 15,000 a day, we got up to 20,000, and on the day of the race, we saw 65,000. So it was a significant increase. Overall, I think for all of our operators together, we saw something in the region of 250,000 mobile bets placed through our technology that day. Good, relatively strong halo effect. As I said, the Grand National is very much about acquiring new customers. And you can see that the bet levels on mobile post-Grand National were relatively strong. In running, I haven't been asked to talk about in running. We are a technology provider, and we work with our operator clients to deliver their product in the best possible way. Very few of our clients offer in running on horse racing. The Grand National obviously is a better opportunity. It's a much longer race. It has a much larger field. In terms of other operators that we work with, very few that are offering it besides such a big race. Our assumption is that it is difficult to trade in and trade out with such small time frames. And our understanding is that pool-based liquidity in running betting is something that's been discussed here. It's one of those topics that comes around, but again, it's a technology, a technical barrier to present. Right, final two slides. The future of mobile as a landscape, so low is something very much worthwhile remembering. Social, local, and mobile. I credited to a chap at Climate Perkins, one of the Silicon Valley visionaries. But social, local, and mobile, it's key to how we interact. And I think we talked about people here with their Blackberries. You know, your mobile phone is there, you're on the move, you're trying to connect to people, you're trying to gather information. And we'll obviously talk a little bit more about social networking. In terms of social networking, Facebook is now 800 million, I think we said 800 million. People who are using the Facebook mobile application are using it with twice the level of usage than they would with their PC Internet equivalent. 50% of Twitter users, and this is a universe of 250 million, are using their mobile as their only means to access Twitter content. And we're seeing it in new social areas as well, which puts us into mobile commerce. We talked about the 2 billion figure and the airplane for eBay. Companies like Groupon now are getting very clever with their offers. And again, you can put an offer in front of a user anywhere. Everybody has a phone, everybody has a phone number. And using rudimentary methods like SMS text, you can let them know of an offer. And certainly in the US, we're seeing this local commerce behaviour. And I think it's relevant to race course owners. I think it was ATG already talked about why not come to the race tonight? You want to go out, you want entertainment, why not come to us? We have a great venue. Why not SMS them a coupon for free parking? They show the phone, they give them free parking. Absolutely simple, can be done today. That's local and that's commerce. A very ugly word, gamification. So this word's come out of the Farmvilles, these experiences of casual social games, people playing for virtual currency. If you make something fun and if you reward them, people will stay with you and will play and will tell their friends. And what we're seeing is Tesco's and big brands are all looking at how do they use gamification, and is it relevant for the horse racing industry? I think it is. We've already talked today about making the experience fun, making it rewarding, reaching out and touching your customers. Not just phones, again, reiterating the fridge. It's everything. Connected devices will be everywhere. They are. They're in your car. They're in your MP3 player. Your tablet. We're moving to a position of ubiquitous computing, 24/7. Real-time at hand's-length access to the cloud, to information. For mobile betting, things that we're looking at or things that we're interested in Mfuse, certainly enhanced in-play betting. We've seen the move to in-play very much in sports such as football. We're now seeing the development of the in-play experience very much on PC internet, prompting people to bet, offering them nets, using Amazon commerce type behaviour. If you bet on the 3:30, 60% of other people bet on 4 o'clock using a similar combination. We know you bet yesterday into this pool, other people are now betting into this other pool. So, offering some personalisations and enhancements. Tablets probably sit somewhere between PC, internet and mobile phone. You have more screen real estate. We are running prototypes now with video streaming with rich data feeds. If you look in the UK at what the Racing Post has done with their application, it's a fantastic application. A lot of the Racing Post information, the predicting, the tips, information about tracks, it becomes a very rich experience. I think with the tablet, there really, there's endless opportunities. NFC stands for Near Field Communication. In the UK, you can buy a coffee with your mobile phone against a reader in certain coffee shops. Visa have moved into the space and are working with new technologies there. Again, if NFC comes to the racecourse, again, the parking, the food, the beverage, the leisure activities, as well as the betting. Trappist is phenomenal. First time I've seen that presentation, really, that's great technology. Again, tracking your horse in real time over mobile. Why not? If you're at the racetrack and you have a poor view, why would you not? If you're elsewhere and you're unsure about how your bet's going, again, you would use that technology. Finally, something we are working on is the augmented reality. So, Stephen stole my thunder a little bit. Augmented reality is here today. Google Goggles is a good example. I think we've all seen the example of being in Paris and having a menu you can't read, take a photograph, or put your Android phone over the menu, and it will give you the English, Swedish variation. This is a screenshot from a parade ring. Horses going around. We've tagged the horses with rather large QR codes. If you look at the front of your pack today, you'll see a QR code at the bottom. Again, you photograph the QR code, it takes you through to a mobilised, optimised site. So, you tag the horse, and then you get the information. We know where you are because of geolocation. So again, we can offer you localised betting opportunities. Frankly, the touring seems to be popular today, and the form is there. So that's a very quick run through. So thank you very much for your attention.
Thanks very much. Okay, so that's a little bit around innovation.